Hey guys, welcome to another video. I've not posted in a really long time because I moved and had to literally repose everything I have. But I thought I'd do a video just to show how I've posed everything and how my collection looks now. I will timestamp this if you want to jump to some sections that you want to see more than others. But I'll just start straight into it and start here with the ThreeZero Elric brothers. So these are actually some of my favorites now, but I did sleep on them for ages because I thought Edward looked really goofy, especially this face here, but when you have it in hand and on the shelf, it looks so good, especially with his wide cloak. You can get him into some really dynamic poses. And Alphonse just is definitely the better of the two. He looks like a real suit of armor. He's super imposing, standing straight up. He's like 14 inches or something, and just tons of detail. So I'm really glad I got these, and you definitely should if you can pick them up somewhere. Next to them, also by ThreeZero, I have the Avas. So I have Ava 01 and Ava 02. Ava 00 is on the way, I think. I think it came out last month, but mine's slightly delayed. So these are the only two I have at the moment. But I think these are some of the best figures, the Ava figures, just because they come with so many accessories. They're very posable and they're die cast. And they're actually relatively cheap compared to others. So I really like these as well. Can't wait to get Ava 00 to go with them. Under here, I have the Real Action Heroes Space Sherrifs. So I have Shida up front, that's Sharavan there, and Gavan there. These are super shiny. I really like how these look. They look like they're actually made of metal, even though it's all just shiny plastic. But under the light, they're very, very flashy. Next to them, I have the ThreeZero Dragon Shield Red Ranger, and then the Project BM Gokai Red. So this Project BM is Bandai and Medicom together, but I'm pretty sure it's just a RA, which has the Bandai logo on it. But I like these. This is my Red Ranger display. I'm trying to get two more to come here, but I think these two together work pretty well because they've both got the red and the gold. So I like these guys. They're pretty cool. Under here is one of my anime shelves. Not much on here. I'm waiting to fill it out with some more stuff. But here I have the Dasin model Yu Yu Hakusho figures. These are pretty good for some third-party ones. I just got Hiei today, actually. I don't think he's that great compared to the other two. But I'm looking forward to getting Kuwabara to go with these guys. Next to them, I have the Figma Durarara figures. These are pretty old now, but I think they hold up. They pose pretty well. I think they look good too. The proportions are pretty nice. I like them. Durarara is one of my favorite anime, so I kind of had to pick these up. Next to them is another anime shelf. So at the front, I have the Figma of Hyakimaru from Dororo. Very good Figma, by the way. I definitely recommend him if you can get him. Above him, I have from Saint Seiya Hades. This is the Clothmyth EX Metal line. He's really cool. You can actually sort of piece all of these things onto him. I've never watched Saint Seiya, but I just thought he was such a cool figure that I had to get him. And next to them, I have the Figma from Attack on Titan. You've probably seen these quite a few times, but these guys are super dynamic when they're posed, and I really like them. I hope they make some Season 4 designs because those are some of my favorites. But yeah, these definitely do for now. I'm very happy with them. Okay, gotta sit on the floor for this one. This is my Soul Calibur guest character display. So it's kind of a mix and match of lots of different lines in here. And I was kind of inspired by people's Smash collections to do this, but I don't play Smash, so I thought I'd just do one for Soul Calibur. And there's no Soul Calibur characters who have figures, so I had to do the guest ones. So I have some Storm figures here with Haomaru and Heihachi. There's a Black Series Vader and SHF Yoda. Figma Link. I won't go through all of them. There's some shitty McFarlane ones there who are really shitty. Or they might not be McFarlane, but whatever. They suck. But yeah, I like this display. The poses aren't final. I'm going to repose them when Devil Jin comes in. But for now, this is going to do. And then here is my SHF of Kamen Rider. I have a few more in some other place, but these are the main ones. And I actually really cut down on these because I sold them to by Shin 301, which I'll show later, but I like these. At the back, I've got the Zeos, who are some very funky designs, but especially this guy here. I really like him, though. In front, I've got the Cougar displays, the 01s here, and then under that, Kamen Rider Black. He's probably the best one, just by proportions and everything. But yeah, those are the Kamen Rider SHF, and that's the two Detolfs. Up here I have a shelf with just some Dragon Ball statues, the manga dimension ones. And then I have a 1/6 Garo by Bandai. He's not from any particular line, but he's pretty cool. He's from 2006, and I think he holds up pretty well. Okay, that's the two Detolfs. Moving over to my desk. Up here I have two Jetmen Sentais. So these were supposed to go in my Power Ranger display, but I couldn't fit them in. But since they're sort of flying characters, I thought it'd be pretty cool to have them hanging on the wall. And then by my computer, I have the Amikuni. I can't remember the brand of this, but this is Stardust Dragon, who's really cool. I think really imposing. I really wish they would make a Yusei to go with him, a Figma of him, but I'm happy with this statue on his own, to be honest. Inside my computer, I have the Playmaker from V-Rains, I think. It might be Sevens. I can't remember which Yu-Gi-Oh! Series he's from. I've not watched it. I just thought, cool figure. And then I have Kamen Rider X-Aid. He was going to go in my Kamen Rider display, but there wasn't room for him. Okay, I'll get to the big part of my display. I'll start up here with Slifer The Sky Dragon. This is by Kotobukiya, and the other two Egyptian gods are coming out. Actually, Ra is just out this month, and then Obelisk is the next month, but he is very imposing. He's huge, and I'm actually going to put the other two next to him there and there, so they should look all really good together. Okay, this is my sort of Toku Mills bow. This is also an IKEA thing. It's basically a double Detolf, but this is probably my most colorful part of the display. These are the ThreeZero Power Rangers. I have a lot of ThreeZero, and I think they're probably my favorite manufacturer at this point. They make some really good looking stuff. These are all really good. I just got Lord Draken yesterday, actually. Another Tommy Oliver character, but I hope they make more of these. I hope they make the Zeo suits. If they do, I will definitely get rid of this next part of my display to fit them in. But this is my Kamen Rider display, all 1/6. These are all by Ra, Medicom. The three at the front here is sort of a new version. This is Ra Genesis, and they kind of have better proportions, better material, overall just better figures than the ones in the back. So you can see this guy here is kind of cracking. I'll just go from the back. So I've got Kamen Rider Black RX, Kuga, Black, Double, and in the corner, Kabuto. Here we have Wizard. So Wizard and Double are actually by Project BM, just like the Gokai Red you saw earlier. Here, Zeo. No, sorry, this is Zeo. 01, Zeo, and Ghost. He's probably my favorite. I really like his hood. His whole face can light up too, which is pretty cool, but I never use the lights, to be honest. Under here, which is probably my busiest shelf of the collection, is my Power Ranger and Sentai display. I'll probably just go team by team. That's the easiest way to do it. I have the Ninja Storm team there. These are SHF. These are probably the best ones. In front of them is the Space Rangers. And then their enemies in front, the Psycho Rangers. In the middle, I've left a space here for Zenkaiser, who's just come out. But I have the Phantom Ranger and Time Force Red there. In the center, I have Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Of course, they have to be front and center. They're the famous ones. And in the back, some from the comics. So there's Ranger Slayer and two Lord Drakens. Next to them, I have the SPD Rangers. These are a mixture of Lightning Collection and SHF. In the corner, some Dino Thunder ones. I'm waiting for the other two to be released. Hopefully that's soon. Some Gokai Rangers. Well, I don't know what Power Rangers these were. I think they were Super Mega Force, but yeah, they're just the Gokais that, as we know them as, or the Pirate Rangers. Pretty cool ones. And in front, we have Zeo from Lightning Collection. Last shelf, I'll probably have to sit on the floor for this as well. This is more Toku stuff. So on the left is kind of my non-Kamen Rider, non-Power Rangers Toku. So at the back we have Toei Spider-Man, Jaspion, Metalda or VR Trooper, Ultraman. This is from the new Shin Ultraman. Looking forward to that movie. In front we have the Space Sheriffs that you just saw in 1/6 earlier. Then we have the Wind Spectres in front of those with their accessory packs. Daft Punk here, who aren't actually Toku, but I thought they fit in pretty well here. And then the Beetleborgs, who are some of my favorite. I wish I could put these in a more sort of viewable position, but this is where they fit in the best. Next to them, this is kind of my special edition Power Rangers. So we have the metallic Rangers at the back. These are okay figures, not great or anything, but they're pretty sparkly and see-through, so I think they're cool. And these are actually the best Lightning Collection Power Rangers, which is funny because they're the Ninja Turtles, but they don't have pins for their joints, and they pose really well. And this Shredder is just super cool. Definitely the best Green Ranger they've done, and the cape is so nice when you add your own wire into it. So if you can pick this guy up, you definitely should. Finally, I've got some more Kamen Riders. So this is my special edition version of them, but these guys aren't really special edition. They're just the original characters. But these ones are special in some way. They're actually the clear ones. This one here doesn't really look clear, but the black parts are. But you can really tell with the purple guy. Can't remember his name now. Hirobi, maybe? But yeah, I like these. I've left a spot there for the black Kamen Rider #1, which I think is out next month, but we'll see. I'm going to stay on the floor and just shift to this side here for my JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Super Action Statue display. So I've got the parts 1 to 4 here and 5 to 8 in the next part. I'll show those after. So here's part 1. I've left a space at the front there for Speedwagon. Hopefully I'm able to get him with the lottery. Up here is part 2 with Lisa, who's just arrived in the last few weeks. She's alright, pretty cool. Definitely not the best part 2 figure, but maybe not the worst either. In the middle, I have my part 3 display, which even though the part 3 Super Action statues are the worst, because they have the statue legends to go with them, I actually think this is probably my favorite display of all 8 parts. I really like this Horus. I mean, it's not great for the price, but I don't know. I ripped the base off to get him to look better there. But yeah, I love how this part looks. And then part 4 next to them. So this kind of all goes up here. I'm not super in love with Hive Posies because they're kind of squished into one space, but with how big part 3 is, I didn't really have a choice. All right, so part 5 now. These are really crammed together as well, but part 5 is a huge one, so kind of had to put these all together. I've got the Black Sabbath statue legend there, who kind of adds to the villains in the back, so I think that's pretty cool. In the middle, I probably will repose these soon, but this is part 6. I like the Jolins don't free pose, but the rest of them, I don't. It's kind of gappy, so hey, that's not a Jojo joke, but yeah. And then here I have part 7 with the custom Smiling Gyro head by Crystal Star Palace, or Poochie's forehead, which is really nicely done. So this, you can see the sort of Go-Go Zeppeli on his teeth, super small as well. But yeah, that's really cool. Diego and his horse are going to have to find a space in here soon, so I'm looking forward to them. And then at the back I have part 8. There's some spoilers there, but too bad. Sorry about that. Okay, I can get off the floor now. So I'll get back to here, which is definitely my favorite shelf. This is the ThreeZero Dorohedoro shelf. I managed to get Manga Shin and Manga Kaiman recently. And this is actually the deluxe version of Shin, which comes with this head. But he's just so cool. I think the mask is really cool, but with this head, and if you have both, it's definitely a reason to use this head. He's way dirtier than the anime version and just super cool. I've got the Gyoza Fairy here with them as well. But I'll just show Manga Kaiman, who's very grimy. He actually looks like he's soaking wet, which is pretty cool. Got a cross-eyed guy there. He's blurry, whatever. Some gyoza there. Okay, now it's out of focus. So this is the anime Kaiman. I've actually put the manga head on there just because it's a little more yellow and I think it looks good with the sort of washed out green pants. Ebisu and Kikurage there. And then this is Anime Shin, but I've put the manga mask on him. It's just a little more menacing, I think. Definitely my favorite shelf here. Below that is some part of my Yu-Gi-Oh shelf. So I have the Figma of Yugi and Kaiba here. There is a big gap there behind him because I'm getting the Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon to go with him. But he's not out till December, so until then he's just going to be on his own. I have a Kotobukiya Dark Magician here, who's really cool. And in the middle, 2 Dark Magicians. So this is the Revo Dark Magician from Dark Side of Dimensions. And then this is Figma Dark Magician Girl. In the front, I've just got a Millennium Puzzle, which is pretty cool. It's a model kit one that you have to build yourself. It's a lot of fun. Under that, I have some of the Artwork Monster Yu-Gi-Oh! Monsters. This is Red Eyes Black Dragon, who was actually on my list of top 10 best figures last year, just because of how much detail there is, and the translucent red wings are just really cool. Black Luster Soldier in the middle, who's okay, one of my favorite cards to use, but in terms of the figure, not the most exciting. And then Blue Eyes White Dragon here. You've seen the Jojo ones, so I'll go to the last part of the Millsbow, or the last Millsbow. This is my Hot Toys Spider-Man display. So 2 of them are actually Hot Toys. This guy in the back is a third party by Soso Toys, a Spider-Man Noir. And then this is Iron Spider by Sentinel. So Hot Toys did make us Iron Spider, but I think this guy is slightly better just because he's a bit more posable. And I like that he's slightly different proportions to the rest, just to kind of make it look a bit more like a Spider-Verse display. So I've also got the black and gold suit, which I just think kind of looks otherworldly with all the sort of tech details and then the Arcana effects, so he's pretty cool. I've got the Scarlet Spider here, who's definitely the best one. Spider-Punk, I like that he's kind of got the rock and roll horns, kind of, even though it's a Spider-Man with whip hands. Cyborg Spider-Man, he's okay, pretty cool. 2099, he's cool looking, but doesn't pose that well, so he's kind of in a creeping pose there. I've got Miles and Spider-Man the Cat there. Classic suit up front, and then negative suit and Gwen there. So that's my Spider-Verse display. Under that, I have my Mecha Will Rise figures by Devil Toys. So these aren't actually based off anything. These are just some figures that some guy decided to do in partnership with Devil Toys. And they're super cool. They're kind of cyberpunky, street looking. Like they've got these really cool shoes with kind of mecha helmets. And you can actually put all of their accessories onto them, so you don't have to put anything in storage. And I really like that about them. Like you've got their grenades sort of on their belts and stuff, and it's kind of fun just to find different places to put all of those. So these are really cool. If you can pick some of these up, you definitely should. And then finally, last shelf I show is my Garo one. So these are the SHFs of Garo, Zero, and Kiba, or Kaiba, I don't know how it's pronounced. And they're all on their horses. So the horses are pretty old, so pretty fragile. That's why this guy in boring poses, but managed to get this guy in a pretty cool pose. I really like these. I actually ordered the horses when I was coming out of hospital, so I didn't remember ordering them, but I was very surprised and very happy when I got them when I came home. Last one I'm going to show is Garo's dad, who's also Garo. Can't remember what his actual name is, but he has a cape, so he's different and he's cool. So that's it. That's everything I own at the moment. Thanks for watching, and see ya.